All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling a big one.
Yeah, a big one.
The future of search. We're asking, is YouTube about to replace Google?
Really kind of take over that top spot.
Exactly. It sounds crazy, right?
It does, a little bit, yeah.
But with AI changing everything so quickly, I think it's a question we got to ask. And listen, we're even going to look past YouTube, get a little glimpse into virtual reality.
Ooh, VR, huh?
Yeah, and what it could mean for, all of us, what it could mean for how we learn, how we experience the world.
I mean, it's already happening. This isn't like, way off in the future. You're probably already seeing it in your own life.
Yeah.
Are you using Google as much as you used to?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
well,
so many other options popping up all the time. AI assistants, things like that. And the article that we're looking at today, it really digs into how traditional Google search is starting to, fade.
Yeah, they actually say Google search is dying.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Straight up.
Strong words. But they even quote Larry Page, Google's co-founder. You remember how he talked about search being able to give you that one perfect answer instantly?
Yeah, like right away.
Well, they're saying AI is actually delivering on that promise in a way those old blue links never could.
It's true. Think about it. We used to spend so much time, clicking through pages of results, trying to avoid the ads, the clickbait.
Oh, yeah, all the tricks.
Yeah, just to find what we were looking for. But now, AI assistants, like, you got ChatGPT,
Yeah.
They just cut through all the noise. They give you a clear answer fast, like you're having a conversation.
A really smart friend.
Exactly, someone who actually gets what you're asking.
Okay, so AI is a big deal, obviously.
Okay.
But this article says YouTube has something special. AI might give you that quick answer, but YouTube shows you the answer.
Oh, yeah, visually, you see it happening.
And their sound personality, it's way more engaging.
It's like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. The article talks about how our brains are just wired to process visual information way faster.
We're visual creatures. Makes sense.
Right. And that's why platforms like YouTube are just so powerful. They tap into something really fundamental about how we learn. It just feels that natural, effortless.
And I think the human element is huge too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I'm thinking about the YouTubers I watch. They're sharing their personality, their passion. It feels like you're learning from a friend, not just a search engine.
It's more personal.
Yeah.
More real.
Right. The writer of this article actually mentioned how they stopped Googling how to fix things around the house. They just go straight to YouTube for tutorials now.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Me too. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, it's just easier. You can see what they're doing. You can follow along.
Makes so much sense. And the article brings up some other great examples, like you need to fix a leaky faucet. Want to see a new gadget before you buy it?
YouTube.
Need a breakdown of the latest tech news?
YouTube. It's the go-to for so many things now.
For sure. But hold on, the article isn't saying YouTube is gonna, completely wipe out Google search.
Right. No, not completely.
There are still things where, just a quick fact or a specific detail.
Or, some really niche topic.
Right. Those are probably better for just text and AI. YouTube can't have a video for everything.
True. But for anything visual, for things where you want that human connection, that personality.
Yeah.
It seems like YouTube is already winning.
And here's where things get even wilder. AI isn't necessarily YouTube's enemy. In fact, it might be its secret weapon.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
The article talks about something called AI-powered search within videos.
What's that?
Okay, so imagine you're watching a cooking tutorial on YouTube.
Okay, I'm with you.
And you want to jump to the part where they finally reveal the secret ingredient.
Yeah, I hate scrubbing through those long videos.
Well, with this AI, you could just ask, when do they show the secret ingredient? And boom.
Oh, wow.
It takes you right to that moment. No more fast forwarding and rewinding.
That would be a game changer.
And AI is already helping creators with scripting, editing, even generating video content.
So are we saying robots are taking over YouTube?
It makes you wonder, right? But the article makes a really good point. AI is a tool, a powerful tool.
Right.
But it can't replace the human element.
Yeah, can't replace that spark.
That connection, that personality, that's what makes YouTube so special. It's something AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
It's good to remember that. Technology can be amazing, but it's not a replacement for human creativity and, human connection.
Absolutely. So what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Google search as we know it? Are we all going to be living in virtual worlds soon? Stick with us because in part 2 of this deep dive, we're going to tackle those questions and more.
I can't wait.
Okay, so we've been talking about how YouTube is really giving Google search a run for its money.
Yeah, for sure.
But this article, it actually goes a step further. They're saying VR could be the next big thing after YouTube.
Whoa. VR taking over YouTube. That's a big jump.
I know, right? It's like, are we all going to be strapping on headsets and living in virtual worlds? What do you think?
I mean, it's a bold prediction, but if you think about it, we've seen this kind of progression before, right? We went from just text to images to videos, always wanting something more immersive.
More engaging.
Right. So VR, with that 3D interactive experience, it does feel like the natural next step.
It really makes you think, like we're so used to just watching videos passively, but with VR, you're actually in the action.
Yeah, you're part of it.
Imagine learning to bake a cake, not by watching a YouTube video, but by actually being in a virtual kitchen, interacting with ingredients with a virtual chef.
Oh, wow. That's a whole new level of learning.
Right. The article talks about how VR could revolutionize education. Instead of just reading about history, you could actually walk through ancient Rome, see gladiators fighting in the Colosseum.
That would be incredible.
I know, it's wild. And it's not just history. Learning a language, practicing a skill, anything you can imagine.
It could make learning so much more engaging.
And the article also mentions how VR could change online shopping.
Oh, yeah. How so?
No more just looking at pictures or watching videos. You could virtually try on clothes, see how furniture looks in your home, even test drive a car, all from your living room.
Wow. That sounds amazing, but also a little scary. Like, if VR gets that real, that immersive, what happens to our real-world relationships?
Right. Do we all just retreat into these virtual spaces?
It's a good question. The article talks about how the rise of VR is definitely going to have a huge impact on how we connect with each other. It's something sociologists, psychologists are already thinking about. There are no easy answers.
It seems like every new technology comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities.
Definitely.
We have to figure out how to use these tools responsibly, to actually make our lives better.
Without losing sight of what's really important.
Exactly. And that brings us back to AI, actually. The article highlights how AI is key to making VR truly immersive.
So AI is driving the VR revolution too.
It seems that way. AI is going to power those realistic virtual worlds, the interactions, the personalized experiences. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. It makes you think about the bigger picture. It's not just about VR replacing YouTube or YouTube replacing Google. It's about how AI and these new technologies are all going to work together to change how we learn, how we entertain ourselves, even how we connect as humans.
It's a lot to take in. It's like we're on the edge of something totally new.
And that's what makes all of this so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about gadgets and software. We're talking about the future of human experience.
Exactly. And that leads us to a question for you listening out there. If VR does become the dominant way we experience the world, what kind of world do you want it to be?
That's a good question. A really important question.
And it's a question we're going to keep exploring in part 3 of this deep dive, where we wrap everything up and talk about what it all means for you.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive.
We've been through a lot, haven't we? Search, video, VR. It's a lot to process. So let's try to break it all down. What does it all mean?
I think the biggest thing is that we're seeing a real shift in how we get information. It's not just about those text-based searches anymore. We're moving towards more engaging, more personal experiences. It's not just finding information. It's about experiencing it.
And AI is right at the center of all of this.
Right.
It's what's making all these experiences possible, whether it's those instant answers or those whole virtual worlds.
Yeah, it's like AI is the engine.
Mm-hmm.
It's powering this whole journey into a new way of learning and experiencing information. And it's moving fast.
So, with all that in mind, what are some key things our listeners should remember? What's the big takeaway here?
Well, first, don't underestimate video. YouTube, it's already huge, and it's only going to get bigger, especially as video creation gets easier and easier.
Yeah, it really feels like video is becoming the main way people want to take in information, whether it's learning a skill, checking out a product, or just being entertained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important for anyone out there who's creating content. The article, it pointed out how YouTube's monetization structure, it's actually encouraging creators to move away from like blogs and articles to focus more on video.
It seems like that's where the attention is going.
For sure. Second takeaway, embrace AI. Whether you're a consumer or a creator, the tools are changing so fast, making it easier to find information, to make your own content, and to personalize everything. Just try it out. You might be surprised at what you can do with it.
And don't forget, AI isn't here to replace us. We talked about this earlier. People still want that